How's it, guys? Today, let's quickly talk about variables in Python. Okay. So before I actually do that, let me just quickly show you something. This diagram. So the whole idea about computing and programs is we is about data, right? We input data, we process it, and we output it. So that's the whole idea about computing and programs. That's what they do. So when you're talking about data, we are talking about videos, images, text, files, etc., etc. So at some point in time, we'd want to store it in memory and manipulate it or process it the way we would want to actually get a result. So that's where variables can become actually handy. So if we go back to um, PyCharm, if, if you remember where we left, if you open your project, it gets to where we left, where we did our first program. The only thing that I changed here is I just renamed this file. You can also do the same by just right clicking, refactor, and rename. So we're just gonna put files in order here. So we're just going to create a new file here again. And it's actually going to be o2 underscore variables.py. Okay, cool. And we would also want to edit configurations so that we run that file each time that we try to test. And then we select that one, variables, and we click OK. Okay, cool. Um, So variables are like containers for storing data values, as I mentioned. And in Python, there is no really command for declaring variables. For those that are coming from other languages, remember what you do, you say string or int something, something, and then have the name there. But here, variables are actually created the moment you assign a value to it. So, for example, you just need to go straight and say x is equals to 5. Then this becomes a variable. Y is equals to demo. And then, yeah, this becomes, that's when a variable gets created. And you can actually print um, x. You can print x. And then you can just run. You see that whatever that we had installed in x, which is 5, and then we print x, then we can actually see that in the terminal. So that's how we can actually store that. Um, let's also quickly talk about variable names in Python. So variable names can only start with letters or underscores. You can't actually start with the number. You can have a variable that starts with 00442 or whatever, and then you give it a name here. That will actually complain if you do that. You need to start with an underscore or a letter. One important thing that we can talk about here as well is that variables are case sensitive here. So if we say x is equals to a capital letter X is equals to 5, and then we say a small cap x is equals to 10, and then print the two, um, print capital letter X and print a small letter x. So this doesn't overwrite each other. It just can just comment out this one. Oops. This doesn't overwrite each other. These are two different variables. So if I can just run again, you can see that it uh, prints both differently. Um, Another thing that we can talk about here as well with variables is that you can actually declare multiple variables. Let's say um, you can just say um, which variables can I declare? You can say name, and then you say age, right? And then you say is equals to On the name is you're going to say YouTube, and then on the edge you're going to say 10, right? You can actually do this. Um, and then yeah, you can actually um, print name, and you can actually uh, print edge as well, like this. And then if I can just comment out this part, top part, so that we see exactly what we want, we can do that. Um, um, and then we can, if we just run this, you can see that it prints YouTube, and then that's how you can actually declare um, multiple values. Another cool thing about PyCharm as well is if you see some sort of like some scribbles behind, you can actually right click here and then check what's happening, and then you can actually hit enter, and then it fixes all the warnings that are actually there. Uh, Lastly, what we can talk about is we can have global variables. Global variables are sort of like variables that are declared outside on a global scope within the file, within the program. And then we can also have um, what you call it, variables that were declared within the local ones that are declared within methods. Actually, we're going to talk about that more when this whole thing gets a little bit difficult, when it gets to functions, etc., etc. But that's all I wanted to just introduce you to you about variables. You can go and dig deep, dig more, as well as put comments and teach each other in the comment section. Thank you very much.